This has been an important week in the crypto market. Right now, you're watching Bitcoin showing you some serious signs which you, me, and anyone in the market should pay attention to. We just had our weekly candle close. Now, that's after a long period of time. We've been waiting for this. While that divergence was developing, we talked you through that, showing you the opportunities in the market because not all coins are highly correlated with Bitcoin. What does that mean? When the Bitcoin dominance is going down, money is moving into the altcoins. And if you're positioned well enough, you're watching all of these. Say the trading bag is now back up to 7x, 700% up. Now, this is just the recent trade closes, maybe last 1 week, right? There are some negative for sure, but I would argue that trying to close the losers like this and letting your winners run as high as possible till the momentum persists kind of gives you the idea of how you can manage your risk. And especially when you do look at these assets, you're getting to see the probability of, okay, fine, money is moving out of Bitcoin. Which direction is it going? In this video, we're going to break it down. We're going to check payments. We're going to check the smart contracts. We're going to check the infrastructure, the gamings, everything else to know what's happening. Because it's not just about the volatility. It's not just about the news. It's about the market sentiment. It's about how the market is reacting so that you can position well enough. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. We've been going through all of these calls and we're literally watching and heading through our targets. And if you go in the markets and look at these things which we have posted a day back, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day back, now you're watching them running up. Now you're watching the previous calls hitting those targets. That's a great thing when you are in the SI family. Now, we're going to dive into the video. We're going to actually check what's happening in the market and where we can take advantage, which direction we can actually go. But before that, if you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do consider that. Okay, now, this is Bitcoin. We'll start with this. If you're looking at Bitcoin, you're now having something like this getting confirmed. That's a negative divergence, meaning the RSI is going down at a time when the price is going up. So now we are kind of at a point where if we look back in history, it's like, okay, that's the end of Feb 2021. Now we are in Feb. This is just happening a week earlier compared to 2021, if that makes sense. Now, what happened back then? Yeah, you got the negative divergence. It was confirmed at 45,000. But the next couple of weeks, the price actually went up. And the local top, which was made in that consolidation, was like 65,000. So the confirmation, the weekly close, came by 45. You went up $20,000 and made that local wick to the upside of the trap at 65. If you remember things correctly, during this consolidation, all coins went nuts. Even XRP went up 10, 15x in that market cycle. So now you're like, okay, fine, this is short term, we are breaking lower. We are following this, The trades which we took were completely based on where the money is moving and when we were breaking through. The moment you get a break, I'm looking for which direction the assets are going. The money is moving out, and then we enter and exit based on that. Some of them, I thought it's going to do very well, but then money didn't enter there. I was wrong. The market was right, so I followed the market. Some of the area I was looking for a smaller movement, but they did way better than I expected. We took the benefit of that, right? So you zoom out. You want to see which direction the money is moving, and you're clear that what we've been talking about for few days, few weeks, it's now working out well. Remember, when the price was here in the Bitcoin dominance, we were like, okay, this has very little odds, but that still shows you 30% odds. Not 70, not 100, but only 30. But just as usual, market surprise showing, okay, that 30% now is 100% odds. It went up there, it hit that, and it's coming back down. Perfect. We would like to see that, because when you remove all this noise and you go on a 3-day chart, you go on a weekly chart, you're watching this, a macro reversal to the downside. You're literally on a weekly looking at this. Whoa, we closed the weekly Bitcoin dominance to the downside below the moving average. That's good. That's cool. Because we've been doing this from some time, and this is what we've been waiting for. The monthly candle which closed last time like this was Jan, and it was good. The weekly candle, my mistake. So that shows you the thought process of which direction we're going. And that means a lot more altcoins are going to perform well. But keep in mind, each of these bounces are usually entering the market with local bounces of Bitcoin. So that becomes important to look at. When Bitcoin is dropping, most of the market is slow. As soon as Bitcoin slows down, do a little bit of bounce, the micro level bounce, now you're watching some of these altcoins running crazy. See, few coins would react a little bit different. So you go in the market right now, you're still at $2 trillion. Bitcoin is down. So what's happening? Money is moving into other assets. Think about that. Ether, with all this volatility, is still up 2.6% for the day and 7.7% for the week. That's not a bad deal. Now we are looking at exchange tokens like BNB. They're up 9% for the week. That's not a bad deal. Yeah, XRP is down 3% for the week. That doesn't look good when we compare to this, but that does look okay when you compare with the history. That's how this guy does. That's disappointing. But those who had the airdrops here and we're riding this wave, was like, okay, I'm fine. Flare is kind of pushing this up. It's attracting more capital, more inflow, which is okay, right? So in the market now, you're watching a group of assets which are moving against the Bitcoin, which is fine to ride right now, because when Bitcoin slows down, these guys go up, increasing your purchasing power. The moment you see a reversal in that direction too, you can jump out. Now, say you go into multiple assets, let it be any meme coin or, whichever direction you want to go. But think about this. When you go on them and you see, okay, this is something which is happening after a long period of time, that's worth paying attention to. One. Now, okay, fine, that's a daily chart. You would like to look at that on a 3-day chart. You would like to look at that on a weekly chart, whichever direction you want to go, right? We're adding some noise here to see more data points. Now, here you're watching, this is the local resistance. This was the local support. Great. What do you see on a macro? This is a meme coin, actually. Remember, this is a meme coin. A meme coin and a macro showing us this is bullish for the market. Remember, these guys actually did move up on a longer horizon, right? And when they move up, it's kind of bringing a lot more attention into the market. Whereas when these large cap coins are slowing down, not a lot of people are even paying attention to. Now, we would like to see this guy coming back down to this range and bouncing off, validating that as a support. For sure, we all would like to see that. Because on the other end, if you're watching Ether, as we've been explaining for a few days, few weeks, few months, it's performing just like that. And while it does that, and you look at, okay, the altcoins except Ether. So we are not being biased by the move in Ether in the altcoin segments which we want to watch. So we had this breakout, we went higher. Right now we are in that consolidation, trying to wait for a breakout. But the moment Bitcoin slowed down, there has been a shift. We had a long doji here. So this is a micro thing I'm talking about, what we may see in next 2, 3, 4 days, right? You got a micro candle here, which is now closed with a doji. It's like, I'm still bullish, but there is some selling pressure. We had some buying pressure. We didn't go higher. We didn't break higher. So that can make a local resistance here. Now, put that onto a line chart. This is what I'm looking at. There is a possibility that the price may come back down here, make a fake out and go. So the fake out can be here or here. This can be a huge opportunity. That for me is like, okay, the market is about to give us some great opportunities if we are focused well enough. Now, maybe that's going to happen in a day. Maybe that's going to happen in a week. Who knows? But the market is literally showing you this fact. Now, when Bitcoin is confirming you something, these guys are also there. And it's also showing you the signs of the same thing. When you exclude Ether, it removes some movement in the market and it shows you this. And that's where I'm like, okay, when was the last time where we had similar movement, price structure, and a slowdown? That's what you're looking. But last time, instead of that kind of a slowdown, what you had was like this. When the price was going up, the RSI kind of followed it, which is not what we are watching right now. So there is a little bit of deviation from what we have seen in the past. Now, you take that into the price action of XRP, which is a large cap asset, and we would like to see where we are. Because the moment on a weekly we're getting rejected from the moving average, it doesn't appear really good. Being honest, we would like to see a bounce off from this level, making what we do usually. The double bottom for this asset is like something crazy, right? We do that every now and then for some reason. So if that's what's happening, I'm fine. Let the price come down here, bounce off. Great. Now, that's adding another 2-3 weeks into the schedule. And while that's happening, Bitcoin dominance is still dropping. Just like in the history, you're watching a lot of other coins trying to break through, a lot of other coins breaking through, giving you the confirmation. The weekly close, we're talking about this. You had this, you broke higher, retested, bounced. Now, remove all of those and look at the line chart. This is what you're watching. This is a clear trend right now. Whichever direction this is going, this is what I'm expecting. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is what I'm looking for. Yes, after running up, it will have slowed down. It should. And then it goes back up. People will take profit. The local tops will be formed. It will go back to the trend line support and then it will bounce off. You will see these kind of moves in the market. So if you do understand that, you're trying to take benefit of these reversals. The market usually gives an idea of what's happening and you take benefit of that. And if you are like, okay, it's really hard for me to understand that, look at the SI family. Now, when you do look at all of these, some of these, when you're opening up, you're like, okay, we saw this coming in and it was a short-term micro trading breakout. Yeah, this was the reason, right? The breakout, the target, it happened in like 2 days. So that was really quick. Now, not everything happens like that. Some of them take 2 weeks. Some of them are 2 months, depending on which you're looking at. If that's a micro or a short-term move, that can happen very quickly. So if you want all of this, join the 1,000+ members in the SI family using the link in the description below in YouTube or in the bio on Twitter. Again, if you haven't smashed that like button yet, please consider doing that. Smash it, smash it. So the market does show us some signals. We are looking at a lot of these different things and we are asking the question like, okay, what are we really waiting for? Where is the point of reversal coming in? Use the momentum, macro, you are looking at all of this. And the moment you get to see the momentum is going against you, take your decision, go through short-term, medium-term, long-term, and take your decision. So as the money flow re-enters the market, make sure you understand which direction that's going and you're aligned well with the market. Because just a micro drop in Bitcoin can cause some panic. But again, you are looking at the charts in different angle. The price is still to the upside, trying to make a local bottom at a time when the RSI is down. So that shows you a hidden bullish divergence on a micro level. So there can be a lot of these micro movements in the market, especially, the whales are here on a different level. So the manipulative move in the market is going to be sky high. So just be prepared, just be cautious. because going all in during these times in various different assets can be diversified move, but make sure it's not highly correlated with the downside of the market. Rather, it's highly correlated with Bitcoin dominance, meaning as soon as the Bitcoin dominance is dropping, the other thing should go up, inversely correlated. So guys, I hope you received value, and if you did, and I hope you smash that like button too. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.